So here we are once again. Welcome in, everyone. I'm real excited about this season. It's fall and the temperatures are dropping and sweatshirts are out. As you can tell, we're in a long sleeve sweatshirt. Thumb holes now are necessary. Good. Hey there, welcome in. It's autumn time, the temperatures are dropping. It's getting nice and cool, and I don't know about some of you, but I know that I'm wanting soups and warm foods. I want to be nice and cozy. We're also starting to think about, I know many of us are thinking about the illnesses that tend to fluctuate and circulate in this season as well. Yes, I know my Fit fam out there that are not in the Georgia area, those of us up in Maryland and Virginia, up in the Northeast. I do not envy you guys at all, except for you guys have seasons up there. Like, you have seasons. Oh, I agree, Pearl. I love soups. I could eat them every day of the year. Nothing like a good homemade soup. Good, welcome in. So with the temperatures dropping, it got me to thinking. We're starting now to turn inward and activities are starting to come inside, and now the daylight hours are shortening. I don't know if you've noticed that the sun sets a little bit sooner every single day. And with that being said, many of us are starting to bring our activities indoors a little bit more. And things are starting to cozy up and things are starting to kind of slow down a little bit as far as what we're doing. And we're not outside as much and running around and doing outdoor activities. And that started me thinking as far as, does that mean that metabolisms are also going to slow down during this season? And I've had some questions from clients about that recently, like how do you avoid the winter and fall weight gain? And there are some really easy ways that we can go ahead and rig us up for success. And so I wanted to share tonight just 23 really simple ways that we can increase our metabolism. So these are nice and simple, nothing too complicated. We're gonna jump right into it. And let's just talk about that word metabolism. We hear about it all the time. And it's true, the metabolism actually increases during the winter months because we have to work a little harder to generate heat for our bodies. But there are ways that we can even help it rev up even more, and we can go ahead and keep things healthy. Now, metabolism itself, that word, what that is just that little engine inside our bodies that burns calories night and day. Hey, Tina, nice to see you. Welcome in. So we're talking about metabolism and how do we go ahead, simple ways we can go ahead and keep it revved up. So ways that we can go ahead and keep the metabolism increased. Eat. We want to avoid overly cutting or drastically cutting our caloric intake. We need to go ahead and feed our bodies. So we don't need to go ahead and starve ourselves. We need to go ahead and eat. Whenever we go ahead and withhold calories from our bodies naturally are programmed to defend its usual weight. It wants to stay its usual weight. But if we feed it and we just lessen the caloric intake a little bit moderately, but we still continue to feed our body regularly, it will go ahead and expend that energy. So we want to go ahead and avoid drastically cutting our caloric intake. Second way we can go ahead and rev up our metabolism is to eat breakfast. I know we hear it all the time. Breakfast is the most important meal of the day. But when it comes to weight loss, it actually may be true. So breakfast goes ahead and engages the metabolism. It gets it started and it gets it working. So the longer we withhold eating, the slower and lower our metabolism is running. So we want to feed our body in the morning. We want to eat a really nutrient-packed breakfast. So something that is a smart breakfast and solid, a good 300 to 400 calories perhaps, depending on what our fitness and weight loss goals are. And that's just to jumpstart our metabolism for the day. Go ahead and get it going. So remember, we want to make sure we have plenty of fiber in that breakfast. So looking at whole grains, it's not too bad to maybe do an egg and veggie bowl for breakfast as well. Could even add some beans in there to go and up the fiber intake. Egg whites are a great source of lean protein when it comes to breakfast. Next, third way we can go ahead and rev up the metabolism is protein. Adding in protein. Now, this doesn't mean that we actually have to eat a really high protein diet, but we want to make sure that we have a little bit of protein with every meal that we're eating. So adding in some yogurt or lean pieces of cheese, adding in some nuts, some low-fat cottage cheese, having fish or lean chicken breast, lean chicken cuts, a lean meat source. These are all simple ways to add in protein into every snack or every little meal that we're going ahead and intaking. Fourth way we can rev up our metabolism. Eat consistently through the day. So eat consistently through the day. So nibble a little bit all day long. So if we're eating 5 or 6 mini meals through the day, rather than 3 large meals, that keeps our metabolism humming along 24/7. So eat smaller, nutrient-dense meals throughout the day, 5 to 6. So have breakfast, have a mid-morning snack, then have lunch, have an afternoon snack, and then have dinner. And then if we're still hungry later in the evening, we can have a little smaller snack as well. So 5 to 6 small meals a day. We need to eat and keep that metabolism going. Fifth simple way, go for good carbs. So carbs such as bagels, white bread, potatoes, they create this surge of insulin in our bodies. And that in turn promotes storage of fat. And that may drive down our metabolic rate. So we want to go ahead and go for some good carbs. It's important to keep carbohydrates in our overall diet. We need those. Our bodies need carbs to function. Carbs aren't a bad thing, but it just might be the type of carbs that we're taking in. So we want to focus on vegetables, fruits, whole grains. Those have less of an impact on our insulin levels in our bodies. So switch up the carbs, but keep carbs in. Go for those good carbs. Sixth one, and I know that some of us have chatted about this recently, skip the alcohol. So thinking about having a cocktail, well, we want to remember having a drink before a meal usually causes people to go eat around 200 calories more. Studies have shown that. It actually increases our appetite, makes us want more. So we may want to cut out the cocktails or minimize the drinking. So go instead if we are choosing to have a drink, perhaps we may want to choose like a spritzer or maybe a seltzer, something lower in that caloric intake, or just skip it altogether. Maybe perhaps instead try a kombucha. It's nice and fizzy and it's a fermented tea that's good for the digestive system. Seventh, quick tip on how to keep the metabolism up and humming, drink milk. Now, I know some of us may be lactose intolerant, but we want to increase our calcium intake. So going for milk, yogurt, lean cheeses or low-fat cheeses, making sure that we're having dairy or calcium. Is the calcium. We're looking for about 1,200 milligrams of calcium a day is what's suggested, especially for women to reap those large fat burning benefits when it comes from calcium. We want to up our calcium intake. Number 8, spice up our soups. Sprinkle in a few peppers into your lunchtime soup or into your dinner soup. Go ahead. This goes ahead and helps to keep the metabolism revved up. Spicy foods are made to make us feel fuller as well. So spice up our soups. Then pump iron. Weight training. It's one of the best ways to crank up our resting metabolic rate. So as we get older, our resting metabolic rate decreases and it drops, but weight training can help rev it back up again. So a pound of muscle burns up to 9 times as many calories as a pound of fat does while resting. And I know that's not the first time we've heard it recently. I'm sure Coach Stacy out there has gone ahead and mentioned that in some of her postings. They're in our FitFx group postings and community pages. And we've heard that repeated by several of our coaches out there. So it's true. Go ahead, lift the weight, create that lean muscle. It'll help raise up our resting metabolic rate in our bodies. Number 10, rev up our workouts, interval training. It's a quick way to go ahead and burst up and rev up the metabolism. So burst of high intensity moves, adding them in the middle of our workout. So this could be as simple as adding in a series of jumping lunges, or perhaps we're going ahead and adding in some kind of ballistic movements in with our workout. So intervals, adding 30-second jogs or a minute jog in between sets. I know one of my favorite is this arm workout where we go ahead and do a set of arms and then we go to the treadmill and there's a quick interval that we do, and it's like a 2-3 minute interval of speed work, and then we come back and do another round of our supersets and then go back on the treadmill. It's a quick way to give that burst, and it helps to really elevate the metabolic rate. And it's not only great for burning calories, but it keeps the metabolism running higher throughout the rest of the afternoon for hours later. So HIIT workouts or high intensity intervals, adding them into our workouts. Number 11, break up your exercise routine. So for whenever possible, we want to slice each of our workouts into smaller sessions. For example, do 15 minutes of a lifting session in the morning, then do 30 minutes of a walking session at our lunch hour, and then add another 20, 30 minutes of weightlifting in the evening. Break it up. Give our bodies short little bursts of workouts where we can go ahead and hit it all nice and strong. This is going to help boost up that metabolism as well. Then, number 12, sweat out your PMS. So I know whenever our hormone fluctuations are happening and we're going through as women through our cycles, and it's really tempting and easy to go and just curl up on the couch. But instead, go and sweat it out. When we were having those hormone fluctuations, women burned up to about, there was a study done, and it went ahead and tracked women's periods. And when going through PMS, they had women work out, and they found that women burned 30% more fat for those 2 weeks following ovulation to about 2 days before menstruation when they went ahead and sweated it out. So work it out. Burn more fat during that time. Don't curl up. Go get a workout in. You'll feel better. It'll help to balance out the hormones. It helps to go ahead and increase those feel-good hormones in the body. So boosting our endorphins. It helps to balance out things. And it just creates less stress in the body. So reducing stress all at the same time. Next, and I know personally, a little confession. I have to work on this one too, but that is rest. Making sleep a priority. Making sure that we're getting enough sleep through the night. So we should be averaging about 7 to 8 hours of sleep. So a study done by the University of Chicago found that skimping on sleep actually derails your metabolism. So we want to make sure that we're making sleep a priority. Getting enough rest. Sleep is important so that the body can go ahead and heal itself, so it can recalibrate, so that it can be prepared and do all it's supposed to do. Sleep's important. Next, chill out. Go ahead. Long-term stress can go ahead and make us fat. It increases the fluctuation of stress hormones, and that goes ahead and tends to tell the body to hold on and store more energy because it's needed, because we're in this fight and flight mode in our bodies. And we need to just relax. We need to go ahead and make sure that we are doing something to help manage our stress. Elevated stress hormones in the body have shown to spark our appetite, making us more likely to overeat. Stress hormones also decrease the metabolism, so we're no longer burning optimally all the calories that we are taking in. If we're frazzled, we want to figure out a way to go ahead and try and even out the load. We want to try and de-stress, take 10 to 15 minutes a day just to kick back and do something that's enjoyable, whether it be a hobby, it be something that we're passionate about, it be just a minute for us, some self-care. We need to go ahead and de-stress. Next, treat yourself. If you're cutting calories to lose weight, we want to add 200 to 300 calories, or we want to add 200 or 300 calories to our daily intake every once in a while. So having that refeed meal that we talk about, or having one, I think I've heard it also termed as a cheat meal. I don't really like the term cheat meal. I do like a refeed meal. Going ahead and giving it to us once in a while. Now, this is something that should happen every day, but it's not so bad maybe once a week if we go ahead and make sure that we're on point through the rest of the week. So go ahead and treat ourselves. We don't want to withhold and not have things very often. It's okay to treat ourselves every once in a while. It's amazing on what that can do for the body to all of a sudden kick it into letting go of things, letting go of that weight. Number 16, go green tea. Drink some green tea. So add it into the body. Green tea goes ahead and helps. The caffeine from it has the ability to increase our metabolic rate. There was a study done that went ahead and showed that, and this was researchers have shown that the caffeine in green tea can help the metabolic function of our bodies. Excuse me, I'm a little tongue-tied today. Just got done teaching 10 classes today, so tongue's a little tied. Also, green tea is full of antioxidants that are found in through many teas, but these antioxidants help to fight the free radicals that are floating around in our bodies. So this improves the aging process, and it lowers the risk for diseases. So drink more green tea. Number 17, joke around. Have a good laugh. We've often heard the cliche that laughter is the best medicine. Well, it really could be. It helps to elevate those endorphins in our body. It helps to go ahead and increase the energy expenditure in our bodies as well. It lowers our heart rate and lowers blood pressure. So have a good laugh. Go watch some funny videos, or perhaps just go hang out with some friends, someone that makes you laugh a lot. Have a good time. Go see a comedy. Laugh. Number 18, drink water, and lots of it. So boosting your metabolism by drinking water might seem really easy, and it might seem like it's too easy to work, but it does work. So a study that was published in the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology and Metabolism found that participants in this study increased their metabolism by a whopping 30% just 10 minutes after drinking 16 ounces of water. So want to boost the metabolism? Go ahead, drink more water. Number 19, we're almost through with our list. Try a low glycemic diet. So instead of ditching carbs or going low fat, try a diet that's rich in veggies, beans, legumes to increase your metabolism. So this will also keep the blood sugar from spiking up and down. Many people think that weight loss is all about calories in and calories out, but it's the quality of the calories that we're eating that matter too. So we may want to go ahead and try a low glycemic diet, eating foods that are lower in the glycemic levels that won't spike the insulin levels in our bodies so much. Number 20, add healthy fats to our meals. So I know eating fat, that sounds kind of counterintuitive, right? But we want those healthy fats. So adding some avocado, adding some nuts to our diet, using olive oil. These are all really healthy fats. They're full of amino acids and full of healthy fats that our bodies need to function. And adding a little more healthy fat can go ahead and also make us feel fuller longer in between meals. So add a little bit of healthy fat into our diets. Number 21, limit how much you sit. We all know that sitting around, it's been shown that it can be detrimental to our health. But we want to make sure that we're getting up every 30 minutes or so to go ahead and walk around a little bit, stretch, go ahead and move, take a quick burst or a quick 1 minute walk around the office or around the floor or something. Get up, stretch, walk around to the water cooler if there's a water cooler in our office. Go outside for just a minute and come back in. But limit how much we're sitting. We want to walk around and be active. You can even perhaps stand up while we're making phone calls if our phone is cordless. don't really know if they have cord phones anymore. Are those even a thing anymore? I'm not sure. Maybe someone can comment in the comments if they've seen a phone with a cord anytime recently in an office somewhere. Number 22, try and go organic. Buying organic food, fruits and veggies, yes, they cost a little more, but it's worth it for our waistline. So what it comes with organic just means that they're free of pollutants. So less pollutants to go ahead and clog up our systems and our body to try and work through, or us to have to worry about. And instead we can eat foods that are more natural towards how they came straight from the earth. So without all the added pollutants on them, pesticides and so forth. So go organic when possible. And then finally, number 23, turn down the temperature. So if you're someone who loves being cold while you're asleep, you might already be doing your metabolism a favor. So there was a small study that came out with some information, and it looked at lowering the temperature while you were sleeping, and it found that it increased your levels of brown fat, the good fat in our bodies. So that's the fat that helps to keep us warm in cold temperatures by burning calories to generate heat. And when the participants in the study slept at 66 degrees as opposed to a warmer temperature, their amount of brown fat increased, while the opposite occurred during the months they were sleeping in areas that were warmer. So, want to go ahead and help the metabolism rev up while we're sleeping? Turn down the temperature and go ahead and increase that brown fat in our bodies. So there we have it, a quick 23 ways to go ahead, simple, really easy ways to increase our metabolism. So take the ones that resonate with us, use them, integrate it into our daily practices of what we're already doing to go ahead and accomplish our fitness and our wellness goals out there. If you have questions, you're welcome to reach out to me. You can reach me here on Facebook. You're welcome to go ahead and messenger me as well. I'm Coach Nanani with FitFx Global, and from us and our whole team, I hope you've enjoyed these tips, and I look forward to seeing you out and about. So be healthy, take care, have a great evening, and go enjoy the season. Enjoy all that it holds. Go pick a pumpkin, go smell the leaves, go enjoy the colors. Have a great night.